So we're in the middle of an invisible revolution, a time when we're rethinking how we interact with technology. And at Microsoft, we're less concerned about AI that's aimed at beating humans, whether that's at chess or a game show or Go. We're focused with 5,000 people in Microsoft's AI and research group to democratize AI, to empower every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. And to do this, we think about it in 4 different ways. We think about it in terms of agents that act on our behalf and provide us with an interface to AI. We think about applications and products like Office 365 and Dynamics, where we're infusing intelligence to everything that we ship. And in services, like our Microsoft Cognitive Services, that enable any developer in the world, be they in a startup, be they a student, be they in one of the largest organizations on the planet, in government, or in a non-profit doing global good. And we make that available through our services. And in order to do all of this, we have to provide world-leading infrastructure in our intelligent cloud. So I'd like to talk you through a few of the projects that we're doing within research that are moving us forwards and helping us to understand how AI can help us all. And within agents, we saw earlier True AI, revolutionizing customer service. And in Microsoft, we're running an experiment with our own customer support in the US. In fact, with 2,000 Microsoft customer support agents, where we've built AI that can help the customer when they come to our website through an instant messaging chat to try and find a solution, for instance, if their laptop won't connect with their projector. And the AI will try and offer up ways to fix that problem. But we also know that AI is not perfect. And so at some point, the customer may say, I would really like to talk to a person. And the AI conversation doesn't stop there, because on the customer service agent's desk, the AI they see is monitoring the IM chat so that it can offer solutions to the customer service agent to then offer back to the customer. It's one of the experiments that we're doing in research to reimagine customer service and customer support. And in terms of applications, where we want to take AI and embed it in, say, a software application, we're working very hard in a number of different areas. And in the lab in Cambridge, just up the road, we're working in the healthcare space. Half of us over the age of 60 will encounter cancer, and half of those will require radiotherapy. And when you go to have radiotherapy, you have to be scanned by an MR or a CT scanner. And here we can see what that looks like in 3D. But actually, the machine takes slices in 2D images, and a doctor or a clinician or a technician has to literally trace around the tumor by hand to identify where the tumor is, and in complex cases of head and neck or prostate cancer, also identify the healthy organs to make sure that the radiotherapy doesn't harm those. A process which can take up to a couple of hours. With our AI, we're assisting the clinician so that they can very roughly trace the tumor and the AI will then more precisely focus in on it, or even fully automatically identify the tumor. And it's one of the ways in which we are trying to assist the clinicians and not replace the radiologist. In services, we have our Cortana Intelligence Suite and our cognitive services. And there are a number of different ways you can use those. But what's interesting is how we can use AI to make us more human. And one of the projects we've been doing with the Tate is actually looking at their collection of fantastic art and trying to see how we can relate that into modern day life. And so the recognition or the recognition project takes news images, for instance, from the newswire like Reuters, and the cognitive services then tries to look at the image and pull out different features. Things like where it is, the color, the composition, who is in it, right down to the expressions of the people in the picture. And then what it does is it looks into the art collection at the Tate and will try and find a picture that matches. And it's not a simple keyword match. It's a very sophisticated semantic match of what that picture feels like. And we've managed to build an AI which can take essentially human emotion and our reaction to a picture and encapsulate that in order to try and make that link. And I think it's a really, really nice example where we can take a lot of those AI services and seeing how we can, again, make us more human. And that's really what we're focusing on within AI and research. It's those experiences where the technology fades away, and it's really helping us to act, communicate, and achieve more and do more in very, very natural ways. And to do this, we have to have the infrastructure. And so Microsoft Cloud is widespread and one of the biggest clouds in the world, a true hyperscale. And one of the things that the cloud promises is essentially infinite amount of computing power and an almost infinite amount of storage for you. And what that means is you don't have to worry about the processors and the memory and the disks that go into that. And for you, that's absolutely fantastic. For us, as we deploy data centers around the world, and just in September deploying data centers in the UK, for instance, we have to worry about this at scale. And one of the real problems is that Moore's law is coming to an end. The doubling of transistor density every 18 months is coming to an end. And for us, Microsoft, who deploys hundreds of thousands of servers, that is a real issue. And so what we've been doing is thinking about how do we take our cloud and how we build out a system that helps us deliver AI. And we've been building the world's first AI supercomputer. And we have in that CPUs. We have a strategic partnership with NVIDIA, with GPUs in the cloud, connected with InfiniBand so we can do true supercomputing in the cloud. But again, that's not good enough. So one of my colleagues, Doug Berger, who's one of the world leading experts in computer architecture, was looking at this, and he said, Microsoft has to place a bet on the future of our data centers. And after working in this area for a long time, he placed a bet on this. And this is a field programmable gate array. It's programmable hardware. You write your program, it gets flashed onto the FPGA, and the transistors reconfigure themselves to optimally compute your program. So we ran an experiment. And we looked at our Bing search engine ranking algorithm, which is the core algorithm for search. And we ported that onto the FPGAs. And we deployed that on 1,600 servers. And what we found was that we got double the performance with only a 10% increase in power consumption. And so what we've done is we've now rolled this out. So every Bing query is going through one of these FPGAs. But not only that, is we've now rolled this out across Azure into 15 regions and into every new server that goes into our data centers. So that we've got future-proofed programmable hardware. And we ran an experiment there, and we said, OK, why don't we take a machine learning algorithm and put it on? And we put a machine translation algorithm onto here. And we were able to look, and we said, OK, what should we do? So we took War and Peace, which is over 1,400 pages, and we did it on a server, and it took 10 or 20 minutes to do that on a very powerful standard x86 server. And then we put it on one of the FPGAs, and it did it within a couple of minutes. And so we had this massive acceleration to do machine translation, a very hard AI task. And that showed us that these FPGAs really worked for AI. But it didn't demonstrate the power of the cloud. And so what we did was we've actually run the world's first exascale computation. And we thought, what can we translate? And we chose Wikipedia, the millions of pages of Wikipedia, translating all of them from English to Spanish. And in our cloud, we could do that in less than a tenth of a second. That demonstrates our commitment, our deep commitment, and our long-term vision around AI at all of those levels. And so we're very excited to be working with all of you here in the Accelerator and all of you out there and all of our customers and partners to come on the journey with us at Microsoft to democratize AI and empower everyone on the planet to achieve more. Thank you very much.